Hello and welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on Friday, October 16th. I'm your host for today's program, Kimberly Acosta, and many of the stories you hear here today can be found at our website, IndianCountryNews.com, or you can check out our other site, IndianCountryTV.com. And here's the news for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. Sheriff Steve Waugh told reporters October 15th that an investigation into the deaths of two people who spent up to 2 hours inside a sweat lodge at an Arizona retreat last week is now a homicide inquiry. Authorities said James Shore and Kirby Brown died at the Angel Valley Resort after spending up to 2 hours in the sauna-like sweat lodge, while 19 others were treated for injuries and one person remains hospitalized in critical condition. The dead and injured were attending a program by self-help author James Arthur Ray. A search warrant was executed on October 14th at the James Ray International offices in Carlsbad, California, where authorities were attempting to determine whether documents exist on how to construct sweat lodges and on their proper use, as well as documents showing whether participants were advised of the risks of sweat lodges either before or during the program. They also were searching for rosters from past events. Police would not say what, if anything, was found in executing the search warrant. Asked why the deaths had been classified as homicides and the investigation upgraded, Waugh said, "We believe there are indications that it was not an accidental, and we feel that there should be some culpability on some individuals. Those individuals could include Ray and possibly others," he said. On this day, 4 years ago, police found a young woman's beaten body in an illegal dump site, and her killer is still on the loose. The family of Lakota Renville lives in North Dakota, but Independence Police said that they are still seeking justice for her death. The 22-year-old Native American from the Sisseton-Wahpeton Sioux tribe was found beaten and stabbed near 92nd and Pitcher Road in Independence, Missouri on October 16, 2005. Her body was wrapped in a blanket and was dumped in the illegal dump site. Independence Police are still looking for leads in the case and are hoping a reminder of Lakota will jog someone's memory or encourage anyone with information to come forward. They are also hoping someone might recognize a blanket, Southwestern in style, that was found with the victim. If anyone has any information regarding this case, they are encouraged to call the TIPS hotline at 816-474-TIPS. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, Natural Resources Conservation Service, Alaska Native American Indian Art Contest winning poster will be available for distribution starting on October 19th. The contest is held every year in rotating regions around the country in celebration of American Indian and Alaska Native heritage. Andrew Abayo, an Alaska Native, created this year's winning artwork entitled "We Are All Connected." The pencil and ink piece depicts mountains, a caribou, geese, whales, otters, a human hand, and the land within a circle that represents the earth. The judges believe that out of the 14 participants, Abayo's piece best depicts Alaska's Native heritage. The poster will be posted at the USDA office service stations and will be handed out at fairs, exhibits, and events. To request a copy of the poster, you can email landcare@usda.gov. A major step towards improving Native American health care began October 15th when South Dakota Senator Tim Johnson teamed with North Dakota Senator Byron Dorgan to introduce the Indian Health Care Improvement Act of 2009. Johnson pointed out that the 6 counties in the nation with the lowest life expectancy are tribal counties in South Dakota, and that as the national debate focuses on health care, we should take this time to also spotlight the need to improve Native health care. The National Institute of Health reports that Native Americans are 550% more likely to die from alcoholism and 200% more likely to die from diabetes than other groups of people. Johnson said prevention and early detection are paramount for effective treatment. The new legislation permanently reauthorizes Native American health care programs that provide health care for Native Americans and Alaska Natives to help fulfill treaty and trust responsibilities in Indian country. Johnson co-sponsored the original bill, which was passed in 1976. The legislation was reauthorized in 1992, which the law expired at the end of 2001, though the government has continued appropriating money for Native American health. A section-by-section summary of the bill can be found at http://johnson.senate.gov. For most Westerners, religion comes neatly packaged in a box. There's a building, a church, or a temple, for example, with a religious leader at the helm who typically changes every few years or so. They're organized with presidents and priests and books that outline their belief systems and prayers. But what about the land-based religions, where there is no box or church to sit in? There are no prayer books or potlucks on Sundays. For many Native Americans, the idea of religion is tied directly to the land, to sacred sites, and it is sometimes difficult to get this idea across to those who see religion as occurring in a church. This is the main issue addressed in the film In the Light of Reverence, which will be shown in the Chico, California in October 22nd. The documentary, created by Toby McLeod of the Sacred Land Film Project, aired on PBS in 2001 and featured 3 Native American tribes: the Hopi of the Four Corners region, the Lakota of the Black Hills, and the Winnemen-Wintu of the Mount Shasta area. What about their freedom of religion? That's the main question the film poses. Walking into the Unknown, a documentary film that traces the personal journey of a middle-aged American Indian male through the healthcare system, has been selected to be shown next month at the American Indian Film Festival in San Francisco, California. Walking into the Unknown is among 80 new feature films, shorts, public service announcements, music videos, and documentaries from the United States and Canada that will be shown during the 34th annual festival. For more information about the Walking into the Unknown, including links to health information, a list of screenings, and film excerpts, you can check out walkingintotheunknown.com. And for more information about the American Indian Film Festival, you can go to aifisf.com. And that is the latest roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining us and have a grand day.